In my opinion, shotguns are the most underutilized class of weapon in the Fallout series, right next to unarmed. At any one time, there's usually only two types, maybe a high-powered double barrel and a mag-fed semi-auto. Well, in Falloutnewvegas, there's actually six types of shotguns, all ranging from good to bad. Well, this one's usually the first one you get. The single shotgun, along with the varmint rifle and 9mm pistol, are some of the first weapons you get in the game, being slowly replaced by the time you manage to get something a lot better. But what if you were only armed with this funky tube? Could you conquer the Wasteland? Well, let's find out. Starting off, you don't need to know about my character's name, but if you're curious, it's Hoover. I max out luck, then space the points out into agility, intelligence and endurance. 5 strength to wield the gun, and I could have lowered perception, but I didn't plan that far ahead. I tag guns, repair and survival before picking trigger discipline and skilled for my traits. Fun fact, the single shotgun has the second tightest shotgun spread, just being beaten out by the unique hunting shotgun Dinner Bell. Speaking of our funny tube, you can find it in one of the Goodsprings homes just sitting on a table. I believe this is the house Trudy and Sonny sleep in, but don't quote me on that. Luckily, because of the Courier Stash DLC, we start off with a healthy 52 shells to our name, 2 of which I waste to look at the new animation I installed. The link will be in the description. Now with our weapon in hand, I sell everything I don't need to Chet in exchange for all of his 20 gauge shotgun shells, shoot some bottles with Sonny, and introduce the back of Joe Cobb's brain matter to some 3-aught me shot. I ask for the aid of Trudy and low difficulty Peter, but it's not needed as the shotgun and Ringo easily deals with the powder gangers. The path to Prim, as well as the Bison Steve, was fairly uneventful. I mean, besides finding out how much of a head popper this thing is. Granted, these are low level enemies, so I expect this will become weaker as time goes on. Unless getting stronger ammo manages to tip the scales, but I'm not sure. After killing more convicts and helping Beagle, I head on down to the Highway Patrol building to create some jackal patties, get some quests from Ghost and Jackson, and head down the road to kill even more jackals. By now I can feel the weapon getting ever so slightly weaker, but because of most early game enemies being melee based and having no headgear, the shotgun makes quick work with some of them. But don't worry, I have an idea for those ones with armor. I catch up with Volpez, head to Novak to buy some more ammo, and head on to Helios 1 for no real reason. I guess it was because I knew for a fact I was going to side with Yes Man, but I like to imagine it's because I recorded this at 4 in the morning and my brain was slowly turning into mush. But heading just a little further, I talk to Alexander at the 188 and convince the NCR to leave the Great Cans alone. And after helping them, I head on back to the outpost to cash in those 3 quests, and make my way towards Sloan to reach Blackmount, and I'm just going to pause my commentary for a second. Are you confused at what I'm doing? Yeah, I am too, like watching this back, like what the fuck was I doing? I'm genuinely just bouncing between objectives like a ping pong ball in acid. I haven't even gotten like most of my equipment sorted out yet. But to be honest, I imagine this was because I was trying to get some XP, and Crazy usually offers up like a level up and a half. But I'd like to believe it was just a side effect of me being sleep deprived. Remember, kids, don't try and do a challenge run in one night, especially when you're tired. Still, I sneak into Tabitha's compound, shoot her repeatedly until she falls down, unlock Shotgun Surgeon and save Raoul, reaching level 9. But we can do a lot better than just level 9, so what better place to head than Freeside? GI Blues seemed like a good, easy source of XP, same with helping the followers with supply issues, and after killing a guy for a piece of paper with a single word, I quickly end the scuffle between the Kings and the NCR and get Fight the Power. At this point, I still don't know what I'm going to do regarding armor, but I thought it couldn't hurt to get power armor, so I headed to the Repcon facility to get the Brotherhood holotape, and I might as well pick up the Q35 for some easy caps. Side note, I don't pick up power armor. But I sell the Q35 to the Crimson Caravan, and then... Just play the game, my guy! Come on! Well, looks like I'm doing debt collecting for the Garretts now. Lady Jane suffered a minor concussion, although I still have to go all the way to some cave in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Same with Greg's now that I think about it. Must be the flu or something. Luckily Santiago was perfectly fine, and I even asked if he'd like to work for the Garrets as well. Afterwards, I headed onto the strip, showed McCaffrey that one barrel is better than two, and then headed to the Gomorrah for... Just play the game, Mike! But now, it's time to get serious. I didn't know where that one vault where all the guns was, so I decided to get some metal in my veins and head on down to meet the boomers. Also grabbing the holotape on the way there. All I really did whilst there was fix Argyle's patience and listen to Pete's story. I know I could have helped them and gotten even more XP, but can you blame me? I really wanted to get as much done before I slept for 3 days. So, it was on to Vault 34, and this place is a ticking time bomb, as I have to be in and out as quick as possible because I had deadly rad poisoning from using Radchild, and any more would cause me to melt like a stick of butter. But, after stumbling around the steel halls for a couple of minutes, I found what I was looking for, a suit of Vault 34 security armor. All for me. Still, body armor is not enough, so I decided to get some decent headgear that doesn't require much effort to earn. So I head on over to Lonesome Road, buy a riot gear helmet, and head back to Novak to blow Genie May's head off. Why, you may ask? Well, if you don't know, the riot gear helmet is counted as hair instead of a helmet, which means you can wear hats with it. And since 5 crit chance is amazing, I need all the help I can get. But after 12 20-minute recordings, it's time to finally kill Benny and take the platinum chip to Mr. House, where he shows me Securitron's new upgrades. Well, I must thank Mr. House with a gift after showing me this. And with House out of the picture, it's time to head on over to the weather station and activate the Securitron army. For some reason, I wasn't taking any damage, and only noticed when I was up against my second laser turret. Seems that my game was levitating me an inch off the ground and making me immortal. But with the Securitrons activated, I save and quit the game to return back to normal, and start slowly shotgunning the Legion to death. I should probably say right now that I'll never save the Legion. I feel like at the end of a challenge run, I want there to be a big wall that proves that this run can be done. And Lanius is perfect for that. Still, I'm surprised the single shotgun managed to do all of this. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. And with the Legion destroyed, it was time to deal with every other faction on my list. I killed the 5 Brotherhood members that showed up with pulse slugs, which did a lot more damage than I thought. I would have gone down into the bunker, but I'd rather not deal with that today. Next was the Gomorrah and White Gloves, which, come on. Do you really think I wasn't going to kill them? Massacring the Gomorrah is like Christmas. It's just tradition. The final faction was the Great Khans, where I fought my first Legion hit squad of the run, and got frightened by a fire gecko, which caused me to do this weird crouch jump thing. I'm still incredibly surprised by how effective a literal starting weapon is against late game legionaries, and with Red Rock marked, I head back to Yes Man to plug him into the Lucky 38, tell him I've done 2 objectives of his, and head to the substation to kill some NCR and activate it, finally heading on to the Battle of Hoover Dam. The Legion forces were easy at first, although I wanted to conserve my 3-aught buckshot for Lanius, so I decided to use the leftover pulse slugs I had when fighting the Brotherhood. But after passing through, activating the dam and clearing out the extra legionaries at the camp, it was time to fight Lanius. One problem. Well, 2. There's too many enemies, and I don't have enough ammo. My first attempt ended because I forgot my bloodstream was 90% radiation and ate a piece of meat that ruined my day. Second attempt I managed to deal with the Praetorians and some of the veterans, but I ran out of ammo. So I decided to spawn myself 4,000 standard 20 gauge rounds. Is this cheating? Yeah, but it's not overly cheaty, you get me? It's not like I'm spawning 9,000 stim packs and giving me power armor. You know, my armor is still broken and I'm using a fairly slow weapon, so I think it evens it out. Still, after killing the final veterans and having spent nearly 100 rounds of the spawned in ammo, I talk to Oliver, tell him to stay back with my shotgun, and finish the run. So, can you beat Falloutnewvegas with the single shotgun? Of course. Was it bad? No, actually, I quite enjoyed this run. I haven't really gotten a chance to use shotguns in general, so maybe I'll give them the time of day in another run. Who knows? But that's for today's challenge. I hope you all enjoyed it. Remember to give it a like if you did, and comment for future runs. My name is Buck Taylor, and thank you for watching.